Alright, so this is how you make the fluffy rice, okay? Now this rice, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about here. And this is how fluffy it is, right? So this is like Mexican style fluffy rice. So if you can grab your rice and it sticks together, that's not fluffy rice. If it falls apart like that, that's fluffy rice. Alright. So for every 1 cup of this, 1 cup. For every 1 cup of rice, you need the same cup, 2 cups of water for every 1 cup of rice. And that's how you make that rice. I can't never get enough of this shit because it's the bomb. Alright, so to start that off, and get some heat on, we're gonna reach around here, grab a little bit of that butter. Your choice of butter, it doesn't matter what kind of butter you pick, but this is the way to make fluffy rice. So for me, 2 cups of rice. Ain't that a little pretty piece of butter right there? Almost looks like a flower. But anyway, I'm gonna throw that in there to get it melted, maybe just a little bit more. So I'm making 2 cups of rice. I'm gonna let that fully melt down before I throw my rice in. So that's 1 cup of rice. That's 2 cups of rice. I didn't even wash it. I'm not worried about that. Leave the starch on it. This is jasmine rice. So this rice that I'm about to make goes best with beans. Crock pot of beans. But right now it's bussin' rice, sauerkraut, a couple of pork cutlets, and this spicy honey. So I'm mixing the sauerkraut with the rice, mixed with this spicy honey. And like I said, so if you got some of this, that's optional. But you're gonna need 1 cube of Coors bouillon chicken, right? So you need 1 whole cube of Coors bouillon, chicken bouillon, garlic powder, and you can throw in a little bit of this if you want to do it like me exactly. So this stuff here, while our butter melts down, we take this right here, we crush this bouillon cube up. Crush the bouillon cube. Get that crushed up in there. I like to go 3 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons of Dan-O's, just about like that. And then about twice that much of garlic powder. About like that. So that's how I do it for seasonings. I don't really use Dan-O's like that because I just bought this Dan-O's this month because I didn't know that I was going to buy my sea salt and pepper, but I ended up buying my own sea salt and pepper. So once you get that going, you want to throw that rice in there. So we're going to get this rice to brown up a little bit. Just enough to where you can see some brown rice in it. Get this stirred up in there. This is my stainless steel pan that I always use to brown my rice in. So the trick to this is how to make it fluffy. Is once your rice is wet by the butter, once it's completely wet by the butter and saturated and well mixed right here, you got to mix it. You want to keep stirring this until the wetness on it is gone, and you start seeing some brown pieces on there. So this is my pan that I use all the time. So it's pretty wet right now. I'll turn around and we'll stir that every couple of times, every little bit. Stir that up. I don't use the Danos a lot. I just barely use that for my rice. So, gonna need 2 bottles of water. So 2 bottles of water. 2 bottles of water. And then we got 2 cups of rice. So for every 1 cup of rice, you need 2 cups of water. I usually do this just for memory. So that's 1, 2, 3 cups of water. And this is in just a normal rice cooker. Standard old rice cooker. That's 4 cups of water right there. 4 measuring cups of water. So once you got that going, of course we're going to need a lid for that. I like to use these sticks here. Always use these shish kebab sticks. Handy dandy shish kebab sticks. So I'm going to stir that up with my handy dandy shish kebab stick. Get the chicken bouillon stirred up. Alright, we'll let that set for a minute. And then once we start it, we're going to turn it on white rice. Alright, this is just a normal rice cooker. I bought this at a church estate sale. So we're going to let that start. We're going to start the browning of this rice. And so we're going to stir this. See, there's already a few brown pieces there. We're going to stir this until that butter is completely dried up and we see a lot of brown in our jasmine rice. It's not white rice, it's jasmine rice. From Sam's Club, $19 a bag. It smells really good too, like this here. So it's still pretty moist, but we want to get that fried texture to it so it'll fluff up. Starting to dry up now. We're going to let that stir on this electric burner. Starting to get shiny. But you can see a few pieces in there that's browned up and cooked. Little brown pieces in there. Just want to keep stirring that. Don't want to burn it because last thing you want is burnt rice. Don't want to burn your rice. You know it's cooked and the butter's cooked off of it because the rice will just fall apart, but we got a little while to go on it. Just a little while longer on the rice cookers Facebook page here. Get that stirred in really good. They say you put good into it, you get good out, right? You don't want to let your rice burn. So you can see the bottom of my pan once or twice where I've let my rice burn. starting to get some brown pieces. Starting to fall apart, so we can take another look. Got some brown pieces in there. So let that burn up some. Let that stir. Off to the side there. So now it's starting to look really brown, like brown rice. See brown pieces in there. I'm gonna call that. Well, let's take another look at it when you scoop it up. Yeah, see how that falls off there? That's how you want it right there. And this right here will fluff up. So we're gonna turn this on. Well, I gotta plug it in first. We're gonna turn this thing on. White rice. So now we're cooking. Just add that right into it. See how it just falls around, separates? That's got the butter incorporated in it. Set that on there like that. Bing bong. My rice pad. Now we're gonna stir that up. Alright, check out part 2. I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's finished. It's that easy to have the best rice. No matter what kind of seasonings you put in it, you can get a little can of that salsa from the store, a little red can of salsa. Pour that in there, you got Mexican rice.